And I do believe that a move of God is coming, one that will go beyond what we've asked for or even imagined. And so I have not stopped praying, Lord, would you do it again? What you did in Nehemiah's day that amazed the people, building a wall in 52 days, would you do it again? What you did with Moses and the people of God, bringing them into your presence, leading them into the promised land, do it again, Lord. What you promised to Ezekiel as he looked out over the valley of dry bones, God, breathe your breath of life into your church again. What you did through that ragtag group of first Jesus apprentices when they became known as the people who turned the world upside down, would you do it again? What you did in the Hebrides Islands, what you did through Jeremiah Lamphere and the great prayer revival, God, would you do it again? Mark Batterson shares a story about J. Edwin Orr, and I've read a number of things from Orr. He was one of the great revival historians of all time. God put such a passion on his heart for revival. Back in the 1940s, Orr was a professor at Wheaton College, and he took a group of students, a small group of students, to England to study revival. And one of their stops was the Epworth Rectory, where John Wesley was based, where he lived and led. They spent time in his study. It's basically a museum. So they're going through and looking at all his books and feeling the covers and the desk where he wrote his revival messages and gave leadership to a great move of God that in time would become the Methodist Church. They went upstairs then to Wesley's living quarters and went into his bedroom. And before they left, someone noticed two worn, smooth impressions in the wooden floor right beside the bed. They asked him what that was, and Orr said that was John Wesley. Wesley would kneel every morning for prayer, not for a minute or two, not for 5 or 10 minutes, for hours. He would pray by his bedside, praying for his church, praying for his people, praying for revival. He paid the price in prayer. They all left the bedroom, they left the rectory, and they went out to the bus. But as they were getting on the bus, Orr noticed that one student was missing. Going back upstairs, he found that student kneeling in the knee holes where Wesley would pray, praying with his face on the bed, where Wesley would kneel. Oh Lord, do it again, he was praying. Would you do it again? Orr placed a hand on the student's shoulder and he said gently, "Come on, Billy, we have to go." And at his words, Billy Graham got up off his knees. And he joined the others on the bus. And you know that God did it again in Graham's life. As I prepared this message and prayed that prayer, God, would you do it again? I had this sweet, convicting sense of Jesus saying, Dan, will you join me? God, would you do it again? Dan, will you join me? Put your name in there. God, would you do it again? Lynn, would you join me? God, would you do it again? Bill, would you join me? See, I think that's the same response that Jesus is offering us today. If we want to see the do it agains, we need to take the same posture that Wesley and Graham did. We cannot stand in his power if we will not kneel in his presence.